Oh, hey, George. Yeah, it is hot outside. Ah, I just did a walk, so I'm coming in to brush my teeth, get my day started. How you doing? No, I know. You want me to write a song about climate change, and I'm not going to do it. I did the one for the guns. That really nobody listens. I did the one about the immigration thing. Nobody listened to that either. So I just don't think they like my political songs. I think maybe the love songs, maybe I need to stick with that. Now, I'll probably do some more stuff on the keyboard today, but today I thought I'd do a video maybe about our new cabinets and the process we went through there. Anyway, leave me alone. I'm brushing my teeth. No, I'm not going to write any songs about climate change. I know George wants me to. I've done enough political songs. The song I want to do for you today, being that George gave me the idea, is a tune called An American Song, and it's one that I wrote back in 2019. And it's a song about immigrants. And if you remember, our last president had an issue with immigrants, and it sort of affected me, and I wanted to write something about just how strong this country is because of our immigration. But before we get started with that, we have birthdays to go through today. And we have a bunch of my favorites. Number one, Brian May. You know who that is? If you don't know who that is, we can't be friends. It's that simple. Brian May is probably considered a rock legend. Member of a group. I'm not even going to say who it is because I want you to leave it in the comments because I want all my friends to actually know who Brian May is. But besides just being a rock legend, Brian May also has a PhD in astrophysics. So that just shows you the rockers from my period of time were a little smarter, man. Hey, Samuel Colt was born this day, and I know you know who that is. The Colt revolver, the 6-shooter, born back in 1817. So I guess without Samuel Colt, maybe we would have had 5 shooters, or I don't know. Anyway, Samuel Colt was very instrumental in the development of this nation, and of course I'm going to leave links to each of these people at the bottom. Another person, Lizzie Borden. You remember that? Lizzie Borden gave her mother 40 whacks. So she didn't use guns, but hey, she's pretty good at what she did. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, his planet's Lost Air, something like that. Commander Cody had a big hit with Hot Rod Lincoln. Son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln. It's just a really cool song years and years ago. He was born in 1944. Who else? Benedict Cumberbatch. What a name. I would love a name like that. Benedict Cumberbatch. He played Sherlock Holmes, and I think Dr. Strange as well, but I love his Sherlock Holmes. He did a great job at that. As far as history goes, on this day, the Apollo 11 astronauts were just entering into the orbit of the moon, and Apollo 11, of course, on tomorrow in 1969 would be when we first touched down and landed on the moon. So I thought that was pretty significant. I'll mention that, so if I do another video tomorrow, we will talk about that in length. But let's get on to the song. This song has 3 parts. And what I want to do for you, because I've already recorded this song, recorded in 2019, I'm not going to do the whole song and just play it live. I'm going to break down the parts and give you a little insight as to what I was thinking when I wrote that part. It's the first part, and the intro goes something like this. Oh, and by the way, I did not write this song in C. I wrote this one, I think, in D and moved it to E, so I did not transpose it, so it's not the easiest song in the world for me to play. So I may make a lot of mistakes, but anyway, here's the first part, and then we'll talk about it. I came over on a ship back in 1933, just my mom, dad, and me. First time I saw her torch, I cried. I looked into those eyes, knew I could fly. Now you don't talk like we do, but we're welcoming you. My father signed up for the Corps, and he went off to the war to fight some more. One day some soldiers came to call, and they said he gave his all, and he saved us all. But you don't talk like we do, but now we're thankful for you. So lay me down upon this land where bones turn into sand. Tell my children not to cry, for freedom I will die. In a place we all call home, in a place we're never to roam, in a place of immigrants, we're all American. So that's the first part of the song. As you can tell, oh my, in the morning it's hard to sing. That's why I have Ovaltine. No, the first part of the song takes you back to the 1930s, and what I imagined there, not that I come from a Jewish family, was a Jewish family trying to escape Europe, trying to find some place because war was imminent there. Hitler had come to power, and some of the Jews were trying to get away from that if they lived in there. Some people just looking for a better place that weren't a part of that. But I imagine this being a Jewish family. And so, I came over on a ship, and I can imagine them coming in and seeing the Statue of Liberty for the first time. That's where a lot of Americans came in. A lot of immigrants came through Ellis Island. And so came over on a ship back in 1933. Just my mom, dad, and me. So because I'm an only child, I imagine it as being, an only child experiencing that for the first time. First time I saw her torch, I cried. And so that's why I wrote about that. And I had found, and my family had found, some peace and to get away from all of our strife and troubles, and found the promised land. What Ronald Reagan once said was that bright, shiny, light on a hill, or I think is how he said it. And so I imagined that. And so the second part of that verse, my father signed up for the Corps. Well, that's the Marine Corps back in the 30s. He signed up because war was starting in the latter part of the 30s, and he wanted to be a part of what was going on. And so he signed up for it, and he went off to fight some more. What I mean by that is he fought his whole life, by who he was, and he's going to go off and fight the Germans again, and fight and fight for freedom again. And then, of course, when soldiers come to call, that's when the soldiers come up to the front door, and they tell you that your loved one is gone. And but the chorus, so lay me down upon this land where bones turn into sand, is basically, my idea there is, I'm willing to give up my life for the things that matter in this country, and freedom for not only me, but my family, and a better way of life. So that's the whole idea there. And the second verse is coming up to something a little bit more modern. And if you once again, if you go listen to the song, it starts off, I watch my children play each day in a garden where we prayed. so far away. And that is, it's a foreign land, obviously, you don't know yet, but a garden where we prayed. So, and the next part being, you'll never know the things you'll do till it's happening to you. And here's where I want to shock you with this, what bombs will do. Now you don't pray like we do. I'll be frightened of you. And that's the way I meant this to be Muslims. Someone coming to this country who is of Muslim descent. They don't pray the way that Christians do. Their lifestyle is not the same. They believe in a different God. Is it still okay to be American? And what I was trying to say there is, I think that perhaps we need to consider how this country was founded. Our founding fathers came here to escape the oppression of having to practice religion under only one religion. They wanted to be able to serve whatever God or whomever they wished, or even if they didn't want. They wanted to have the freedom to do that without some king or some ruler telling them that. Well, are we still okay to do that as a country? And so that's why I said that in the second verse, and then once again goes, back up into the chorus. So lay me down upon this land, where bones turn into sand. Tell my children not to cry, for freedom I will die. In a place that I call home, in a place that I can roam, in a place of immigrants, we're all American. And it's just, once again, it's just another type of people that are Americans, that just because they're not like us, it's okay that they're still Americans. This is the land of opportunity. So it goes into that and goes into the chorus. And once again, I really hope you'll go actually listen to my song there. When I recorded this song, I did both the first and the third verse. The first verse being the Jewish family, the second verse being the Muslim family, and I could imagine a war-torn area there. I was able to secure a female vocalist to do that part because I wanted this to be a duet. And if I had my dream come true, one of my childhood, artists that I really enjoyed was Donnie and Marie. I thought they, when Donnie had his hits and Marie joined in and stuff, and they live here in the Vegas area, and I just think that'd be a great song for them to do. I know that they are, at least they used to be religious, they're Mormon, but I think that it would, it's the kind of song that somebody needs to do, that a male-female duet that just comes together with powerful voice. If you listen to the song that I did, the lady that I had do that, unbelievable voice that she did. I did that over in Omnitone Studios, and she really knocked it out of the park. And she challenged me to be better, and I had to be better because she was that good. And but in the third verse, I did that one, and that one is about Mexican immigrants. And at the time, that's pretty much what we were fighting as far as should we allow people over our border. We still have some border issues down there, but that's specifically, I think, what Donald Trump was targeting during his administration, not only just the Muslims, but that too. And my verse says, Jesus was hungry, he was poor, and his family, they moved north. Now, the reason I chose Jesus is because Jesus is spelled J-E-S-U-S. Now, we claim to be, a lot of us claim to be Christians in this nation. We're not a Christian nation, but we're a nation with a lot of Christians. And so we're a nation, just by mere definition of Christian, you believe in Christ and Jesus and the teachings of Jesus. And the teachings of Jesus says basically open up your arms to anyone, give them the shirt off your back. And why we weren't doing that, I don't know. We should be helping anyone who wants to get ahead. That's what this country's about. So, Jesus was hungry, he was poor, and his family, they moved north to find some more. Took his chances in this land, built a home here with his hands. He's an American. Now you don't look like we do. Are you American too? So lay me down this land. Where bones turn into sand. Tell my children not to cry. For freedom I will die.
George, hey man, I missed you. Yeah, I did one of my songs, an American song. So I hope people like that. Maybe next time I'll do crosses, not this time. Looking for something to drink. What do you think? Scotch, bourbon? Have it just a rye? Beer's a good idea. Okay, yeah, I think I'll get one of my ales. Anyway, take care, George. See you tomorrow.